Alright everybody, what is going on? It is your boy C4 here, and it is fantasy football season. A lot of people's drafts are starting around July. Most of them will be done by the end of August, so I figure what better time than now to get out the fantasy musts and busts, plus some sleepers for this upcoming season. I did these videos last year. They got a great response from you guys. I hope you guys took what I said in the videos and get to win your leagues, win some, prize money. Your boy C4 went 1 for 2, 50%. I won one of my leagues, got 120 bucks. Nothing too flashy. This year I'm in more of a high roller league, $500, so I'm really focusing in on fantasy football. But for what you guys are here for, today we're talking about the top 5 fantasy musts for the quarterback position here. Now, quarterback position is always a position that people overdraft. You always have those retards in your draft that will draft a quarterback in the first or second round. Realistically, unless you're one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks, they shouldn't be taken anywhere until after at least the 3rd round, in my opinion. But it is what it is, so bearing on how everyone else in your league's drafts, hopefully these videos will get you ready. So number 5 quarterback, we have, of course, my boy from Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Foles. Last season he had 27 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, 2,900 yards, only started like 12 games, I think, maybe even less. I don't have the exact game starts in front of me. But he's going to have another excellent season. I know there's a lot of people worrying that defenses are going to really catch on to his different cadences and his style, as so much that happens with so many second-year quarterbacks, that the defensive coordinators and stuff really pick up on what they do well, and they struggle in their second season. Nick Foles and Chip Kelly are not going to have that problem. Again, you might have some worries about Deshaun Jackson not being there anymore, but like Darren Sproles, rookie Jordan Matthews has been turning a lot of heads in OTAs for what it's worth. I think Nick Foles is a very, very underrated pick. Number 5 quarterback for me. Number 4, Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. As always, the Detroit Lions are going to have one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. They're going to have a healthy Calvin Johnson this year. They added tight end Eric Ebron to the mix. An excellent set of hands there. Last season, Matt Stafford had 29 touchdowns to 19 interceptions and 4,600 yards. I'd say the Detroit Lions, aside from the top 2 teams, what I'm going to talk about soon, and the Broncos and Saints, run the most college air raid type offense in the league, and it also helps that they have 2 great receiving backs in Joik Bell and Reggie Bush. So Matt Stafford's going to be another solid pick for you to have here. And why he's number 4? He's going to put up high production. He got those 2 running backs, much like Nick Foles, that he's going to be able to check down to, and making a lot of easy throws and not have to turn the ball over so much. Number 3. Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Last season, he only had 9 games played, threw 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 2,500 yards. I think Aaron Rodgers may have potential to be the number 1 quarterback in all of fantasy football this upcoming season. Got a lot of weapons at his disposal, even though they did lose James Jones to the Oakland Raiders. Randall Cobb's going to be healthy. Jordy Nelson and him have a great rapport. They're going to have Eddie Lacy to run the ball and be able to probably want to look for him to catch more balls out of the backfield. Tight end position is still a little bit up in the air. They lost Jermichael Finley, but let's be honest, Jermichael Finley hasn't done anything in the last 3 seasons. I expect a healthy Aaron Rodgers to tear this league up. At the minimum, should get you at least 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, and that is, a disappointing season for him, which would still be, upper echelon for fantasy teams. Number 2, a little bit of surprise. I had Peyton Manning at number 2, just because I clearly think it was going to be almost impossible for him to replicate those kind of numbers. He did lose Eric Decker as well, and much like kind of what Nick Foles said, what I said about Nick Foles, where defensive coordinators are going to kind of catch on to what they were doing, it's still going to be Peyton Manning. He's still the best quarterback in terms of executing game plans, but teams are going to catch on to some things that they were running there in Denver. Obviously last year, 55 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, just under 5,500 total passing yards, smashed all the records. But I think that there's no way, there's going to be a little bit of a down year, but he's still going to be an excellent quarterback in fantasy football. Number 1 fantasy football quarterback is going to be Drew Brees. I think that the New Orleans Saints went all out getting Brandon Cooks in the draft. Really adding, they lost Lance Moore in free agency, but I mean Brandon Cooks is an upgrade over that. They have a Deshaun Jackson type weapon in their offense, which is something you don't want to see. You need to monitor the Jimmy Graham situation. Obviously, when in healthy, Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham probably have the best quarterback receiver rapport right now in the NFL, in my opinion. Drew Brees last season, 39 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and just over 5,000 yards. I mean, Drew Brees is a lock for 5,000 yards, a lock for 35-plus touchdowns. I think that he's going to, be well and above leading all the stats this upcoming season. So let me know what you think. Those are my top 5 fantasy quarterbacks for the upcoming season. Just subscribe to Beast Mode TV. Let me know in the comment section what you think about my top 5 quarterbacks and who your top 5 quarterbacks are. Until next time, it is your boy C4 saying peace out.